Hello again, this is another Model Railway news update, keeping you up to date on new releases and newsworthy information. I'll be covering these manufacturers in this video, and there's models across a number of different scales. As always, this is a totally unbiased news update. I don't have any affiliate links, and I'm not sponsored by any manufacturer or supplier to do this video. So remember to shop around for the best prices. Right, let's get into it and get you updated with what's just come out. So I always love when Märklin have some new models, and they've just given us their November new releases. So we're going to start off with HO scale, and there are some Trix models here, so remember that Märklin's usually 3 rail and Trix is 2 rail. The first one we have here is the Deutsche Bahn Class E70 electric locomotive, and this is from Epoch 3. What a great looking machine this is. It's got a raft of interesting features. Of course, it's got the MFX Plus digital decoder, which is very common now across Märklin's range. It also has extensive LED light features, which includes directional lighting and some lighting inside as well. There's additional brake hoses and imitation couplers included with this model that you can fit yourself if you want. So it is being released in AC sound under the Märklin brand, or its DCC sound under the Trix brand, but for both options the price is going to be the same, around about £380, which is a lot of money, but this is a great looking locomotive and I think it would look really good going down the track. Next up, we're given this model. It's only been released in the Märklin range at the moment, so it will be 3 rail AC digital with sound. It also has extensive LED light features across all the carriages, and it has train destination signs for Amsterdam, CS or Schiphol. Very bright and interesting colour scheme on this one. You get 3 carriages here: the power car, a control car which doesn't have a motor in it, and you get an intermediate car as well. So all these 3 come in together around about £575. Next we have the AC sound version of this. It's the Deutsche Bahn BR110 electric locomotive. This one is number 314-2 from Epoch 5. This is a great model. They do various different variations of this particular electric locomotive, but this one is in the Deutsche Bahn red and white, and it has some really nice details and added parts on this model. It comes in around about £400. Now this one is being offered in both Märklin and Trix variations. It's the Class 66 or Euro 66 as we call them here in the UK. This one is number DE670 from Epoch 6 in the Rhine cargo livery. Again, it has the same digital decoder, but it has extensive LED light features, including things like the control panels which light up inside the cab, and it also has a factory installed smoke generator. It's not cheap though, it comes in around about £475, but this does come with sound and it's a fully digital model. So now we move on to coaches. We've got a coach set here from Epoch 4. It's a Deutsche Bahn Deutsche Weinstraße or Wine Road livery on these carriages. So you get 2 Type WG3YGE 3-axle coaches which are close coupled. You can see them at the top there. And you also get the bogie coach, which is a Type WGYE839. Very interesting livery on this, quite eye-catching, something a bit different as well with this combination of coaches. And this pack comes in around about £200. Next it's another coach pack, this time 3 coaches from the Deutsche Bahn. This is the Königssee coach set. Now this is AC digital because it does actually have a decoder in the dining car. In this pack you get a Type AR-MZ211.0 half dining carriage, and you get 2 Type BP-MZ291.2 open second class coaches. The restaurant car has the decoder fitted inside, and it has extensive lighting options, and it even has some sound options in there, or so I'm led to believe. And the 2 carriages link to the dining carriage, and you can control all the lighting on that as well. So really advanced feature set on these coaches. This pack is coming in around about £350. Now we've got some wagons here. The first one is a 4-pack of the Deutsche Reichsbahn KS 3300 or LS 3301 stake wagon, and they have these lorries fitted to them, and it represents a rake of wagons from Epoch 5. This set can be yours for around £280. And then we have this. It's a plain brown van really, but it's got the Stern Radio Sonberg livery on it, which is from Epoch 4. It's priced around about £38. Now we have a much larger wagon. It's this high capacity sliding wall bogie wagon from Epoch 5 in the DSB livery. We'll see this one again in N scale, but for now this one's priced around about £55 in HO scale. Now we get this well wagon in various different options from Märklin. It's the Type SDG MS Pocket Wagon, and it comes with these 2 containers on it and represents the vehicle in Epoch 5 livery. This one can be yours for around about £75. You can't really have enough gondolas. Here we have a Swiss SBB Type FAS high-sided gondola from Epoch 6. It's a rather plain SBB cargo livery, but it is quite effective and quite a handy wagon to have, and it's priced around about £36. Now we have these wagons. It's the Type SD GG MR SS 738 what a long name, or the T3000E. It's a double flat wagon because it has a central bogie in the middle, and this model has been offered with various different options with containers or swap bodies or all sorts of things. This one is actually without any of that, but it's in the DB Schenker livery from Epoch 6. It's priced around about £135. Now, Märklin produced this wagon for the International Model Railroading Day in 2024. It was a special keepsake from that event, but they're actually now adding it onto their catalogue, so I guess they didn't sell that many or didn't sell out anyway, and it has different liveries on either side of the wagon. It is one that's been out before, and you can get this with a whole raft of different liveries on it, but if this one appeals to you, it's priced quite cheap at just £19. Okay, we'll stick with Märklin, but we're actually going to go to their Z-scale range now, and we start off with this Deutsche Bahn BR515/815 battery-powered rail car and trailer. Well, it's not battery-powered, it's actually picking up power from the rails, but in real life it would be battery-powered. This is from Epoch 4 and features things like a motor with a bell-shaped armature, cab lighting and cab interior details, and directional switchable lights, which is quite incredible for a model of this size. Remember, this is Z-scale, so it's really small. There's a huge amount of detail on here and some great printing as well. Fantastic little model, this one, but it is quite pricey for such a small thing, coming in around about £325. And now we have a steam locomotive, again in Z-scale. This one again has a motor with bell-shaped armature. I think that's common across all Märklin Z-gauge locomotives, but it also has LED headlights and full working valve gear in Z-scale. It's quite incredible, looks really cool as well. This one comes in around about £250. And this is quite unusual. It's the JBV D13 diesel locomotive with the snowplows fitted onto it. So this is from the Norwegian Railway. It's a conversion from the NOHAB Di3A, and this model has all-wheel drive and directional lights, and it's even got working warning lights on the roof as well. What an incredible model this is, and quite unusual, something a bit different, and it's priced around £275. And Z-scale also has a coach pack. This is the Swiss SBB EW. It's a 4-coach set from around Epoch 6. Quite an eye-catching livery here. You get one type EW4A first class coach, you get a B second class coach, and you get the APM panoramic coach as well. Together these come in around about £200. And we have this wagon pack as well. I think I've mentioned about this before. It's the DRG wine transportation wagons with the Kessler livery on it. It's a sparkling wine from Germany, and they come in this weathered finish as well. Together these are priced at around £75. And finally, for the Z gauge, we have a kind of promotional wagon. It's advertising the Pantone colour of the year, which this year is 13-1023, which is the colour of the wagon, and it has some graphics painted on it. Quite an interesting thing. I'm not sure if this is actually prototypical, but if you fancy this, it's coming in at around about £42. So we had a look at Märklin and Trix earlier on, but Trix have produced some stuff in their HO scale range on their own right, which doesn't have a Märklin version. Perhaps these were already in the Märklin range and Trix is just adding it to their range as a 2-rail option. So the first one is the Deutsche Bahn BR86.0-8 steam locomotive from Epoch 3, a classic tank engine here with a 282 wheel configuration. This has got DCC with sound on board and some lighting options, and it comes in around about 420. And we have this diesel locomotive from Epoch 4 as well. It's a classic Deutsche Bahn BR218. This one is number 401-8 in the cream and blue livery. It's a very refined model, this one. It's got lots of nice little extras added onto it, but I think maybe everybody's got a BR218 already. I certainly have had a couple of these in my time, but this new one has got DCC sound on board and a lot of lighting options as well, and it comes in around about 320. Now we also have a coach pack in the Trix range. It's this CIWL Edelweiss Parlour Car Express coach set from Epoch 2. This is all new tooling on these, and they have some really cool standard built-in LED interior lights, and they have stay alive capacitors as well in case you have dodgy track like me. The salon car has illuminated table lamps as well, and the baggage car has rear marker lights. The whole train is connected with current carrying couplers, so it will share electric across it. A really nice pack of very attractive coaches here. This can be yours for around about £650, which is a lot of money, but you are getting a lot of coaches here. On its own now we have the Deutsche Bahn FD 1980 Koningsee Type BPMZ 291.2 second class coach from Epoch 4. This matches with the diesel we saw earlier with the cream and the blue, and this coach comes in around about £95. And Trix is also offering us this Deutsche Bahn branch line freight wagon set from Epoch 3, so you get a baggage wagon, a van, an open wagon and a stake wagon with the wood load So these are all models that have come out before, they've just got different liveries on here. If this appeals to you, expect to pay around £135. Now of course Trix has their Minitrix range, which is in N scale, and we have some new releases in this range as well. And we're starting off with another diesel. This time it's a BR215 number 064-7 from Epoch 4. We've seen this livery before, it's the cream and blue. In N scale this has DCC and sound fitted as standard, and it comes in around about 290. The next one is quite an incredible steam locomotive. It's a Deutsche Reichsbahn BR52. This one is number 8154-8 from Epoch 4. It's an N-scale model, but yet it still has directional lights on a steam locomotive, and it has a motor with flywheel. It's got the kind of bathtub tender on it, and some great looks, working valve gear and everything. It's fitted with DCC sound, and it comes in around about 475, which is a lot of money for an N-scale locomotive, but this is probably one of the best. Much more modern now from Epoch 6, we have this BR248 bimode locomotive, this one in the Lionheart Weiss livery with the little flower on it, and it is of course a Siemens Vectron locomotive. It has directional lights and a motor with flywheel, and also of course DCC with sound, and it comes in around about 325, a very attractive locomotive in my eyes. And very similar, we have this BR248 bimode loco, this time it's in the Rail Systems RP livery. We don't actually have a model photograph at the moment of this, we just have this photograph of the real one. But where this one differs from the previous one is that it's got an enhanced lighting package, which means it has things like cab lighting and other lighting features which you can switch digitally as well. And of course it's DCC sound, and it comes in at the same price at 325, so this seems like a better value for money locomotive than the previous one. But it just, I guess, comes down to whether you like this livery or not. We also have a coach pack. This time it's a 4-coach from the SBB EW2 Swiss Express coach set, it's called, from Epoch 4. So you get a dining car with a pantograph on the top. It doesn't actually work, this one, and it's matched to 3 other coaches. This pack comes in around about £250. Now we saw the SBB cargo version of this high capacity sliding wall van in HO scale, but Trix are offering it in N scale, but it's in the MAV livery this time. Still quite a plain wagon, and it is priced around about £55, which is the same as the HO scale one. I think this is much more appealing. It's the DB Schenker sulfuric acid bogie tank wagon from Epoch 6. There's lots of nice details on this model, especially for N gauge, and also there's a lot of nice decoration and printing on this. It's priced around about £47. Got quite a simple van here. It's in the My Hobby range. It's a DB AG Type GS213 van from Epoch 6. So it's like a budget model, and it's yours for around about £20, which I think is actually quite good value for money. And finally for Minitrix we have this 3-pack of Transfera bogie tank wagons from Epoch 6. It's basically the same model, just with different decoration across the 3 here, but it would make for quite an interesting and attractive train, and it's priced at around £140 for the 3. Okay, we're going to move on to Wiking now, and they do a range of HO scale little model cars and vehicles, and they've just announced some new models, which we're going to start off with this, which is the Willys Jeep CJ3A in ivory beige. Now personally I don't think this is a good looking model. I think there's some compromises here which have let this model down. It is priced at £18, but not one for me. Whereas the next one is the Mercedes-Benz 240D, this time in the blue colour with the silver on it. This is much more detailed, much more refined model, and it's priced cheaper than the Jeep at £17, so this would be definitely more attractive to me. Well, it's almost Christmas time, so of course they're going to do some Christmas models, and here we have the Volkswagen Beetle as a Father Christmas car, just with some graphics on the body and also on the windows to make it look as though you got parcels in the back. It's a bit of a gimmick, I suppose, not my most favourite livery of course, but it's priced around about £18. But this Volkswagen really does appeal to me. It's the Caddy pickup from between 82 to 92 in a bright mint green colour. I'm not sure it came from the factory with this colour, this might be a respray by the owner, but it's certainly a very attractive and interesting vehicle, and it's priced around about £19. And we're still sticking with Volkswagen now. We've got a high roof panel van, it's the T3, and this one is in the Swiss Post livery. Not a bad little model, this one, quite appealing, especially if you've got a Swiss model railway, and it's priced around £20. A little bit more expensive, we have the Volkswagen T1 Type 2 box van in this Liber livery, which is very eye-catching, almost like a wasp this one. It's priced at £22. And we're moving on now to more commercial vehicles. We've got this Opel Blitz flatbed truck from the 60 to 65 era, priced at £17. That looks pretty cool, that one. And another flatbed truck, this time it's a Mercedes-Benz LP809 from 65 to 84. This one is priced around about £20. And as the size increases, so does the price. We've got this Mercedes-Benz tanker truck with some cool graphics on the side, which is priced around £23. And we also have this man box truck with Intercity on the side of it. I'm not sure if that's just a made-up livery or not. It looks kind of made up. It's a truck from between 1967 to 72. This one is priced at around £26. If you've got a quarry scene on your model railway, this would be ideal. It's the Cable KV34 tipper truck in sky blue. This hails from 67 to 70. Quite a cool looking thing this, and priced around about £22. Now this would definitely be very handy for your fields. It's a little hay baler from Claas, representing a piece of farm equipment from 1966 to 75. This is priced just at £17 and I think it looks pretty cool. And finally, for the HO scale models, we have this Mercedes-Benz Pullman tanker in the fire department livery. I think this is maybe just made up and it's priced quite steep at £30. And we have one solitary N-scale model from Wiking, this announcement, and it's this, the Volkswagen T5 GP box van in a fire department livery. Again, I think this might be made up, but it does have an incredible amount of detail for an N-scale model, including the printing on it and also the lights and the grills. I think they've done a fantastic job here, and this can be yours for just £15. So now we come on to the section that I call Off the Rails, where I'm taking a look at some weird and wonderful train related stuff that's perhaps a little odd or just plain silly. And in this video we're actually staying with Märklin because they've produced this, the Haribo fruit gums in locomotive shapes. Little packs of sweeties. You get these as gummy bears here normally. I'm not so sure this is such a good idea if you've got a model railway because you're encouraging your kids to actually eat the trains. But to be fair, it is a bit of fun. But what about the price? Well, you get these in a tub of 100 of them and it comes in at an RRP in Germany of €19.95. And what's really weird about these is that on the website it says it comes with the standard Märklin 2-year guarantee, so I'm not sure what you're actually getting a guarantee of here. Maybe they're guaranteed not to go off in 2 years. Anyway, that's my off the rails for this video and the end of this video. Thanks for watching. I'm sure there'll be more coming soon, so subscribe to keep yourself up to date and I'll see you on the next one.